Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the Kingdom Hearts 2 randomizer race between aurrun and SeriouslySurly. This is going to be a lot of fun. Thank you to everybody who donated to make the item placement difficulty a little bit harder than it would be otherwise. This will be a lot of fun, and it's going to be a long race, so we probably don't want to delay too long, but we'll explain things as we go. It's going to be a lot going on at the beginning. We'll be together, chat. We'll learn it all. All right. So yeah, assuming everything is good on tech end, we can count this down.
All right.
Sure. Yeah, so I will count it down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Good luck to the runners. All right, so the Kingdom Hearts 2 randomizer is built on top of a mod called the Garden of Assemblage mod. You will notice that we're not starting as Roxas in the tutorial world that you would get in the normal game. We're going directly into the Garden of Assemblage. We're going to talk to this computer, and all the portals are going to show up. That would be the hardest super bosses in the vanilla game. Instead, those are now portals to every world in the game. That is the nature of the Kingdom Hearts 2 randomizer. It is an open experience where you can kind of just go wherever you want to, and then just go through all the combat that you would normally in those worlds. Now, all of the chests, stats, weapons, all of that stuff has been randomized, and the goal of this randomizer is to find the 3 proof items. Those proof items unlock the final door to the final bosses. There are some hints that are going to guide our racers to finding those 3 proofs, but we will talk about those when we actually get hints. Now, you'll notice that both Rune and Surly have decided to go into Pride Lands first, and it's because we actually get to make use of some RNG manipulation after beginning one of these seeds, and assuming you do the correct inputs at the beginning, you get a consistent fight, and both racers got through it just fine. So this is already a good omen. We don't have to worry about people death cycling and losing the RNG at the beginning. So this is a very good omen. As both the racers are running through Pride Lands and collecting the 25 odd chests that are kind of just free after that first fight, you can we can talk about the things that they're looking to find here. They're going to be looking for movement abilities to make all the other worlds faster. We're going to be looking for combat abilities to make combat easier. We're going to be looking for better weapons, magics, drive forms, the transformations that use your party members, all sorts of things that we're going to want for all the other worlds. And of course, we get to be aligned at the beginning of the run, so it's kind of a natural thing to do. So far, what you'll see on stream is you see next to both runners' face cams, we have a tracker. It's a little tiny, but that's okay. If there's anything of note, I will try to make sure that that is visible to everybody and made aware. But yeah, this is going to be a kind of a chill run after the beginning. It's going to be a little bit hectic for the first 20 minutes because both runners are going to be going in and out of worlds, getting all the free chests and items that could be found. But ideally, what we're going to see is after about 20-25 minutes of finding a bunch of stuff, the runners have information about where they think proofs might be, and they're going to have combat tools that might make certain worlds easier to go through than others, and we'll get to see what the runners decide to do at that point.
May I possibly pop in with a quick donation?
Sure thing.
Okay. we've got $50 from Lord of the Furt, Pronzo. Good luck, Aurrun and SeriouslySurly. Thank you very much for that donation, Pronzo.
Yeah, thank you very much. I want Chad to get the total to $8,000 by the end of the run. I think that's a very low bar. We'll set a goal for that, and we'll see where we can get. We have 3 hours almost. So yeah, we can definitely hit 8K.
Mm-hmm.
So far, what the runners have found has been a torn page to visit Winnie the Pooh, the ability Second Chance, which lets them survive a big hit once. Surly has found a cure, and the first hint. We'll talk about the hints as we go, but I'm gonna leave that for a little bit later. The hints are going to be a little complex to talk about, but we kind of want a few example hints on the table before we go too deep on those. And I'm looking at both racers, make sure I'm not missing something. All right, yeah. So Surly has decided to go to Agrabah first, which is or second, I guess. Agrabah has a lot of chests early, kind of like Pride Lands. Rune is taking an approach of going into these very short visits to grab 3 or 4 chests and then leaving. All of this will get done in the first 20 minutes. It'll be overlap for a little bit. I've noticed that out of Pride Lands they have a lot of good movement, so this is probably gonna be very quick. As far as moving through the world, we'll have to see if either runner gets tripped up by combat in any world at this point. They are playing on the critical mode difficulty, which is exclusive to the Final Mix versions of the game. And it is the hardest difficulty. So they could die in 1 hit, 2 hits with Second Chance. But I have confidence in both runners to get through the sea very well. So yeah, Surly is going through Agrabah, trying to gain some extra levels, attacking these enemies to get a little bit more experience to kind of bump up their levels a little bit. As far as stats go, we're looking about equal in strength and magic. Strength is kind of your de facto combat stat, where your Keyblade will hit things and that's the damage it will do. Your magic stat is, as it makes sense, it's used with the magic abilities that you find. It is also used in some combat abilities. If we find any, I'll make sure to note it. But right now, they can pretty much do all of the first visits of each world and be doing reasonable damage. I should probably explain what the first visit thing is. So if you haven't played Kingdom Hearts 2 before, the way the game is kind of laid out is each world you visit once at the beginning and you do all their first visits. And then after the climactic battle of the game, it opens the worlds up again for a second visit, and in one particular case, a third visit. The first visits are lower battle level, so you can go there at lower levels and do more damage. The second visits are harder. Those second visits are locked by items that they have to find in the game. So as an example, Agrabah, that Surly was in earlier, is unlocked by finding Aladdin's scimitar. That scimitar could be anywhere else in the game, and they might need it to get their last proof, they might not. But they cannot do Agrabah 2, the second visit, until they find that. All right, so checking in on more the items that have been found. Rune has found a blizzard and a proof of connection. So one of the proofs has been found early. So they're not going to need to have some information to find that. It's in the free checks of the game. Now, they might still be able to use that to their advantage, depending on the hints that they find, but we shall we shall see what hints show up. Rune is doing something that I did not expect to happen at 9 minutes into the run, but they are going into simulated Twilight Town, or the tutorial world. This is not something you normally see in these races. Usually this is put off until like an hour in when there's no other choice. Basically because there's a lot of cutscenes, it's kind of slow. But Rune found the ability Trinity Limit, which lets them kind of speed through all these forced fights, and it might pay off for him. So yeah, we shall see. Surly is doing what I kind of expected the runners to do, which is going to Disney Castle, which is also kind of a slower world, but you can get some levels from killing these bolt tower enemies in this hallway by escorting Minnie. It's also kind of more check dense early, so you'll be able to find more chests and actually obtain more things early. The downside of Disney Castle, though, is that there are 2 super bosses at the end. One is Marluxia, and one is Lingering Will. Now, I do have to temper in with both the runners did not want to chance getting Lingering Will required in the seed, so they decided to turn that off. Maybe, I'm not going to promise anything for them, but maybe they will fight Lingering Will if donations are brought in. Maybe if we hit a very large donation total, one of them will do it. But I
agree with this idea.
Yeah, definitely.
I do have a couple donations too, if there's time.
Yeah, I do want to note that Surly got an experience boost, which could help him later. That will boost his experience gains when he's at half health. But yeah, at this point, they're going to be collecting checks. So yeah, please read donations.
You got it. All right, so we have 2. We have Corporal Payne donating $20 with no comment. Thank you. And then we had an anonymous $10 with a comment of, for every confirmed super boss, another $5. That is an excellent idea. Thank you for that as well, anonymous.
Yeah, I was going to do something similar. I have not decided what my dollar amount per boss is, but that is definitely something I'm going to do. I'm thinking $5 as well. If chat wants to do $1 each, that'd be good. That'd be cool.
If I'm looking at chat correctly, apparently that $10 was from Toki Masa. So thank you.
Ah. Well, thank you very much, Toki.
I had that same problem yesterday, Toki, so I totally understand.
All right, so we actually have a boss already. This is Twilight Thorn for Rune on the left. This is usually the first boss you fight in the game. Usually you don't have any tools, so you're just kind of whacking him with a Keyblade over and over. Rune has Trinity Limit, though, so is able to get a little bit of damage in at the beginning. And then it puts you into this forced fight that teaches you about reaction commands, these triangle prompts that come up, which is basically just quick time events. But it's kind of the cinematic, like, ooh, look at the game, it's so cool. And we're going to throw this orb at you, and you're going to throw your Keyblade at it. Really, it's just a scripted fight. So Rune was not able to do enough damage in that first phase to skip this second attack, but it'll end eventually. We actually get the broken neck percent, where the boss will land on his neck and the fight will end, and it looks really silly. All right, so Surly is continuing the early checks, going through Port Royal now, after not finding anything in Disney Castle other than that experience boost. And now Surly is in the opposite of simulated Twilight Town, actual Twilight Town. So they're kind of in the same world, but not at this point. Twilight Town is usually done pretty early because there's a lot of early stuff you can find here. Not in the vanilla game, but in Randomizer, there's a lot of stuff that you can get without any combat at all. So yeah, I definitely expected this to happen. Let's see. Oh, I do want to say this at the beginning, chat. If there's any questions about what's happening, if I'm missing something, please let me know, and I will do my best to explain. Especially as we get later in the seed, it's going to get a little bit complicated when racers are going to be choosing a world over another. So yeah, please let me know if there is something that you need explained. I will do my best. But as of right now, both runners are still kind of just going through, trying to find the stuff that they want for combat. This is a 3-proof seed. We're not doing the alternate win condition, which is like an all blue numbers, which is basically find everything in the game. This is just going to be a 3-proof seed, where once they have the 3 proofs to finish the game, they're going to finish the game. So Surly found a blizzard and a hint in Twilight Town. Rune has found a report, a hint in Simulated Twilight Town, the other version. So they're going to be working on different information at the beginning. So what are the S tier items the runners are looking for, and have they found any of them? So the best magics they could find are magnets and reflects. I think that's a non-controversial opinion. Magnets for crowd control, and then reflects for dealing a lot of damage and protecting yourself from enemy attacks. Surly has found 1 magnet in Agrabah. Usually you want 2, because that increases the area of effect. But 1 is kind of the ideal. How much reflecting will they do when they find it? A lot. It'll probably be their main way of countering enemies that attack them. As far as like abilities that they want gap closers, things that will like snap them to the enemies. The big ones are flash step, slide dash, and aerial spiral. I don't think any of those have been found yet. I could be wrong. As far as other good things, they want drive forms, the things that will let them use their party members to transform Sora and like gain extra stats, extra abilities, make sure that combat is easy, you know, those types of things. And those have not been found yet, but that's kind of by design, because everybody in chat donated for the incentive to push all those items a little bit later than they would otherwise be. So yeah, Surly now has that proof of connection that Rune found earlier. That is 1 proof down for both runners. They just need to find the proof of non-existence and the proof of peace. Those are the other 2 items that they need to find. So Rune is coming up on the end of Simulated Twilight Town. So far, they found a summon, Chicken Little, and 1 of the hints that are going to guide them toward a proof. This is the last bunch of checks that Rune's going to get before having to do a fight with Axel, one of the Organization 13 members. And if the world is not done at that point, there's going to be a boss at the end of it, which may or may not be required. It is one of the super bosses. It is the data version, the like souped up boss version of Roxas, which you normally would fight in The World That Never Was. We shall see, though, if that's something that's going to have an item that they might want or not. Right now, it's still a possibility. They have not found, or Rune has not found all the quote-unquote important stuff in Simulated Twilight Town yet. All right. So there is a pop-up on Axel. There is a chest afterward, and then we will know if Data Roxas has something. Axel is deciding to be a little bit trolly today. He's been known to do that. So Rune is trying to hit Axel a little bit to push him into the firewall here to get one of those triangle prompts that we were talking about. There it is. Okay. All right. Very close. It's 50-50 shot for a super boss already having something. All right, Data Roxas has something. So that is a super boss that has an important item, chat. It may not be required to finish the seed, but Data Roxas has something. So now Rune is going to follow up on things that Surly has already done. And now we're actually going to see the story version of that boss at the end of Simulated Twilight Town for Surly. This is Roxas. It is a boss added to the Final Mix version of the game. He can actually be very hard for first-time players. Surly is going to show off a cool little cheese strat that you can use to easily get by and not have to do too many things. So yeah, you wait out Roxas's commands. You're going to steal his Keyblades from him, and then you're going to knock him against the wall. And then you're just going to quick run. The ability you get from leveling Wisdom Form, you're going to quick run, and the Keyblades that you stole from Roxas will fly around Sora over and over and over every time you quick run. And little by little, Roxas's HP bar will go to 0. Now, you have to still do a finishing hit. That is a mechanic in the game where you have to like do a finisher to kill a boss. But this will take his HP all the way down to 0. And this is the same. You can do the same thing on the super boss version. It just takes a little longer. So that is an option if we end up wanting to fight Data Roxas later.
That is some Velveeta cheese right there, and I love it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You take his weapons, and then you hit him with it over and over and over and over.
I love it.
So meanwhile, Rune is going through Port Royal a little bit further than Surly did. This is a good place to get both money and more experience to level Sora up a little bit more. Because it's one of those later parts of the game that have a little bit higher level of enemies, but with their stats and the blizzard that has been found, that is going to be a manageable thing for Rune to do.
Meanwhile, we're almost down on Super Roxas here. Data Roxas.
Well, this is like Story Roxas, and okay. There's a reflect there, and the unlock item for Pride Lands. So if they have to go back to Pride Lands, they now have that unlock. So I would say right now, Surly having a magnet and a reflect is probably a little bit ahead, but they're not exactly hard to get. But yeah, we'll see what else is found by the runners. Rune has picked up the Lamp Charm, which is Genie, a summon that is a little bit difficult to use for the casual player, but can be very effective alongside things like Magnet, and yeah, we'll see if we end up seeing it. I doubt it. It's not the most common used summon. But yeah, Rune is in a forced minute fight, is killing pirates that are afflicted by the curse of treasure. I don't remember the plot line. So he's just using magic to get rid of the pirates over and over, getting experience, and is gonna get further into that world.
I read that as cooked ascension and not cricket ascension. Like, I keep seeing people talking about ovens in chat. Like, is this why?
Yeah, well, yeah, I missed that too, so I just kind of let it go. If chat wants to start a discussion via donations,
yes.
Something that has been very enlightening in the past is, what is your favorite Disney song? So let us know in donations. Okay, so far in the seed, neither player has found a drive form, one of those transformations for Sora. Neither player has found a thunder, to my knowledge. Surly has found 2 fires, a magnet, 2 blizzards, and has been able to go into 200 Acre Wood. So all that time in Simulated Twilight Town that Rune had earlier has gotten him the Summon Chicken Little and the unlock item for Twilight Town 2. That may or may not end up mattering, but I would say that Surly got the better end of that deal. Now, Surly might end up going to Simulated Twilight Town later, and it won't matter that Rune did it early. But that is a big difference between the racers right now. Both are kind of doing required combat now to advance further into their worlds. Surly is doing the last fight in Hollow Bastion before a unlock item is required, the membership card. Surly will not be able to continue Hollow Bastion until he finds that item. Oh yeah, Chip and Dale is Disney. Chip and Dale are actually in Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yes.
They are
not their Rescue Rangers forms, unfortunately.
Yeah, yeah.
I still haven't seen the new Rescue Rangers movie, and I really should.
I haven't either. In every KH? Are they in 358 over 2 days? Because I don't remember them.
They're like wearing like little like night outfits almost. Mickey needs to pick better nights, to be honest, because I'm sorry. If I can flick it with a finger, it's not really protecting you much.
Yeah. Alright, so Rune is fighting Barbossa, which, like the other pirates in the world, is susceptible to magic, if he's not super armored. He's just kind of wailing. He had to use all of his magic to kind of set up the fight, and is unfortunately going to take a death there. This is the reminder for the race, again, that this is played on critical mode, and you can die. Yes. Rune is deciding that it's not worth to fight Barbossa right now because he can't even get into Port Royal 2 right now because he needs one of those unlock items. So he's going to leave. He's going to go out through a save point, get back to the Garden of Assemblage, and find somewhere else to go. He's going to go to Agrabah now. So the thing that Surly did second, Rune is finally going to do. He's going to pick up a cure, a hint, and a magnet.
I'm kind of surprised that we still haven't gotten any favorite Disney songs via donations.
I know. That's
like something like every Kingdom Hearts game that's played on any marathon. Y'all are almost always popping off. What's your favorite song? Like,
how about this? Your favorite Disney movie, not song, but movie.
Oh, that's easy. Robin Hood.
Okay. I respect it.
And A-Frame, I'm sorry, but Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers 1 Stage 6. No, that's the best song. The moon can take a break. It's getting to be like Wily 1 and Mega Man 2. It's like, okay, I get it. It's a good song, but it's overrated at this point.
I think my favorite Disney movie, to kind of start this off after you said Robin Hood, I think mine is Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah, that is a good one. I keep forgetting that's Disney, honestly.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It just doesn't seem like their usual fare, you know?
Well, like, it kind of wasn't, I don't think.
I mean, Zootopia was good too, but, like, I'm sorry. Robin Hood was there first. Oh god, I watched that thing to death. I think I killed my copy that we had.
Oh.
I watched it so many times as a kid.
So actually, we're gonna see some overlap now. Surly is going through Port Royal, and Rune is going through Agrabah. So, or no, I guess. Oh, I think Surly might be thinking that he forgot a chest, and wanted to go back, but now can't.
Oh no. Well, in light of that, while we wait on him to figure out how to fix that problem, we do have an invitation that came in.
All right, awesome.
We have time? All right, so Ian Keith donated $20. Try everything from Zootopia. Fight me. I'm going to disagree.
Is there going to be a fight? Is there going to be a bid war for like Zootopia being the best Disney movie or anything that is not Zootopia?
I mean,
is that a thing that's happening?
I like Zootopia, don't get me wrong, but
yeah, I
don't think it's the best Disney movie out there.
All right, chat, give me the reasons in donation form.
I mean, that's
all right,
better.
All right, I think it's probably time to talk about the hints a little bit.
Yes, go right on ahead.
So yeah, the hints system being used here is the quote path hints. When they find the secret answer report items, which are shuffled throughout the seed, they could be found anywhere. The tracker is going to end up giving you some information about where the proofs might be. That information is in the form of like a decoder ring for a world. So as an example, one of the hints that was found was 100 Acre Wood is on the path to non-existence. Surly has that report. So that hint is basically saying, I have a decoder ring for 100 Acre Wood, and the items I find in 100 Acre Wood are going to tell me where the proof of non-existence is. Now, how does an item tell you where to go? Well, if you've played the game in its original form, not randomized, all the items are in some location, right? Their magics are in a location that has been predetermined, or your drive forms or your summons or whatever. That is your information. So the items that they find in 100 Acre Wood, one of those items or multiple of those items are going to tell you where proof of non-existence is. Now, so if you find all the items in that world, let's say it's Blizzard, Fire, and Ukulele Charm, Stitch. that is going to give you a pool of worlds that you can then search for proof of non-existence in. And it's not going to be the full 17 possible worlds. I think it's 17 possibles. I should probably know that. But they'll be able to bring that down to a manageable like 4 or 5, right? Now you're going to get more than one of those hints. Like there's a hint that Surly has that says Agrabah points to all the proofs. So if you can complete Agrabah and you find all the items there, you now know where all your proofs are, 100%. And you can 100% know that the proof is not somewhere else, other than the worlds hinted by that world. Now you might have to go to the other places to unlock access to the worlds that you know about, but you at least have the knowledge. And it's a lot of complicated stuff, but in the end, the racers know what they're doing, and I'll try to explain their thought process when they make those decisions.
As in logic, as they say in randomizers. We do have a donation if we've got a minute.
Sure, definitely.
All right. So Radicoon donated $15 with Lokai says blank check. Thank you for that. I don't even know what movie that's from.
That is one of those Disney Channel movies.
Oh.
I believe it was a Disney Channel movie where a kid mistakenly gets a bunch of money because a blank check was written out to him, and he made it for like $1 million, and he cashed it.
Oh boy, every child's dream.
Yep.
Heck, anybody's dream.
And I think most people would remember it, Ian, because of it being on Disney Channel. That's the only reason I remember watching it.
Let's go. See, I never had Disney Channel.
Hmm.
Let's go. This way. Let's go.
All right, we're actually going to see another boss here on Surly's screen. He's going to go and fight Scar. That Scar is kind of hard, to be honest. Surly's stats are very manageable right now, but with a single reflect, sometimes you aren't going to be able to deal a lot of damage to Scar very quickly. It takes a little bit of practice to kind of get through the fight without a lot of chance of dying. We'll see how Surly handles it. I have faith.
Let's go. This way. Let's go.
I mean, to be fair, small child transformed into lion cub goes up against evil adult lion. That's always going to be hard.
Yeah.
So.
This way.
Yeah, there's some weird situations that happen in this game.
This way. Let's go.
So yeah, Surly is going to start this fight off against Scar. Scar is a little bit annoying, where he can kind of just be like, I'm going to ignore that you're hurting me, and I'm just going to attack you anyway. So it could be a little bit trolly in that sense, but Reflect is your go-to of, I don't want to take any damage, but I'm going to deal damage back to you. Kind of makes sense based on the name. It is reflecting the damage back. Unfortunately, Scar's anger has grown for far too long, and is going to now run around the arena with all these like fire spirit things around him, and you can't do anything to him. He's just going to continue to attack you over and over. Unfortunately, Simba has decided to faint, and usually the way you'd get around that is by using Simba's limit, but since Simba didn't have any HP, Surly couldn't use that, so now has to try the fight again after taking too much damage. So a little bit unfortunate. Like I said, Scar's hard.
Do we have time for a donation while he gets this fight restarted?
Oh yeah.
Okay. We got an anonymous donation for $5 with a comment of The Aristocrats was my favorite movie growing up.
Another solid choice.
And another one I never saw. Still haven't seen.
It's been way too long since I've seen it. It's as if I haven't seen it.
I know it's about cats. That's
yes.
all I know. It's about cats. speaking of, one of them's trying to sneak into my spare bedroom. Yep, you are staying up right now.
All right, so Surly has given Scar a couple tries and has not been successful. Is going to bow out for now and is going to go try something else, which makes sense. Like sometimes you just don't want to bang your head against the wall for a little while. You just want to do something else and have a little bit easier time. You can always come back later when you have better tools.
Yep.
But yeah, you just saying that in the chat made me remember that movie, because there's a song called "Everyone Wants to Be a Cat," or that's a lyric in the song at least. All right, so Surly is going to simulate Twilight Town and is going to be doing the tutorial to get all the stuff that's there. So we shall see what he does after that, but it's going to be about 7 or 8 minutes of just tutorial on Surly's end. Meanwhile, Rune is going into Beast Castle for the first time, is finding more torn pages for 100 Acre Wood.
We do have a donation with a pretty large comment if we have time.
I believe we have time. Rune is just going to be collecting chests in Beast Castle. So, yeah, we have time.
Awesome. So our last host, 12th Doc, just went and donated $20. Thank you, 12th Doc. Comment being, longtime viewer, first-time host. Thank you for having me tonight. I'm so proud of how generous the furry gaming communities are and how we all come together for such an amazing and vital cause. Keep being amazing. Let's push for the big 10K, and I'll see you in the chat. Greetings from just kidding, the UK. That's great. Thank you, 12.
That's the greatest comment.
I was not going to try to do my best British impersonation, 12 Doc. I hope you forgive me for reading that in my typical American accent.
All right, so Rune has found another hint in Beast Castle that tells us that gives us the decoder ring for Port Royal. So far, Port Royal has not given Rune anything, but it has given Surly a fire on Barbossa. That fire could point to Hollow Bastion, Pride Lands, or Agrabah. So it is possible that Proof of Non-Existence or Proof of Peace is in one of those 3 worlds. Now, that is not complete information. We don't know every single item in Port Royal yet, but that is something for Surly to go on if he finds that hint from Beast Castle. Rune is fighting the Thresholder in Beast Castle. It's one of those mid-visit bosses. It's kind of just there to be a roadblock. I suspect that at the stats that Rune is at, he won't have any problems, and he gets it through the fight just fine. I'm just kind of waiting on pins and needles for something cool to pop up for Rune, because I'll be frank, chat, they don't have a lot. Like, they have a couple things, but like they don't have drive forms that are very helpful to get this early. It's been almost 45 minutes, and like while they have good stats, they don't have a lot of other stuff. So
we need something to drop.
Yeah, we need something. Maybe they need some of chat's energy in form of donations.
Yes.
Is this the spot?
I think this'll do the trick.
All right, so Surly is going to get the second reaction command on Twilight Thorn. So we're gonna have another broken neck on the right. Could not save the neck of Twilight Thorn. All right, Beast is getting calmed down by Cogsworth and Sora, and Beast has given us one of Goofy's shields. Okay, might not be the most necessary item, but we're happy that he had it, I guess. There's one more chest before a boss in Beast Castle. We'll see if the world is done or not. We might have to see another boss. Another torn page, and Beast Castle is done. There are no more important checks in Beast Castle. So we can now go all the way through 100 Acre Wood up to Kanga's house, which is half of the stuff in 100 Acre Wood. We'll see how far Rune is going to go. I suspect he's going to do all of it. It seems pretty likely. Which means there's going to be some mini games on his end. So yeah, we're gonna have some downtime, chat. So we're gonna be a little bit comfy, not a lot of combat. I'm still waiting for more donations talking about favorite Disney movies, favorite Disney songs, favorite Kingdom Hearts world.
That's a good one.
Anything you can tell me, chat. Go through the donation comment and just kind of explain to me what your favorite stuff is.
Okay, so I do have one that came in.
All right, awesome.
Just waiting for a chance to read it off here. So Lokai Husky donated $10 with the comment of, my favorite Disney movie is Mal 50 Cent. Which I didn't understand the pun there for a second. Now I do, thanks to Moonblaze, because I'm like, I don't get that. Yeah, I get it now, Radicoon. Thank you. I get it now. It's meant to be a pun at Maleficent. I'm probably butchering her name. My goodness. Can we tell that I don't know much about Disney?
All right, Rune has another mini game. Gotta collect honey for Pooh because Pooh is hungry, and he can't get his own food. He always needs to ask for help from others.
I can understand Pooh's plight, though, to a degree. I too am always hungry.
But do you expect all the time for other people to give you your food?
I mean, when my husband's home.
That's fair.
It's like you can cook the good foods. You're the better cook than I am. Not that I can't cook, but...
It just seems odd to me that Pooh can never find his own food. He has to always take food from others.
I mean, to be fair, he's a plush toy. He's not supposed to be moving around.
Fair.
We do have another donation, too.
All right. Yeah, awesome.
All right. So we got another anonymous $5. I mean, Zach, you know it. Halloween Town rules and Nightmare Before Christmas is the best movie. Thank you for the donation.
I have a feeling that was Toki again. Toki Masa in chat.
It might be. Toki will have to confirm in chat.
Yeah, exactly.
That was them. I personally, Nightmare Before Christmas was like, I saw it one time, and that was it. Like, that's enough for me. I don't deal with creepy stuff.
Yeah.
What fun.
I don't know. It didn't take my name either during my donation either, Toki, so you are not alone. The donation tracker just doesn't like some of us. Apparently you and I are in that club for whatever reason. No, I don't want to rewatch it. I don't like creepy stuff. And that's all Tim Burton does, is creepy stuff. So therefore I avoid most of his movies like the plague.
All right. That's fair. I think that, yeah, you have no choice but say that Nightmare Before Christmas is your favorite movie if you're watching it 20 times a year.
Yeah, no kidding. It's like...
Okay. That might be a bit much to share,
no,
but that is
no
cool.
Such thing as, I can appreciate the energy because I'm the same way with Mega Man X stuff.
Okay, fair.
I can appreciate the energy.
All right. So Hunter Acre Wood has not given anything so far. That's a little bit unfortunate, but not really unexpected because of the hard item placement. I would expect that if they find another page, they're going to go back there to cash in on another 8 like late checks. But problem is they have to find another page. And Surly is getting through the end of the tutorial world. Is going to find out that Data Roxas, the super boss version of Roxas, has something. I wonder if he'll do that fight or not. We'll have to see. He might just leave that for way later in the seed. But yeah, we're about 50 minutes in. We have one proof and not really a lot of information on where the other ones are.
And before this is a ridiculously long seed. I'm hoping I'm not speaking it into existence.
I mean, the estimate is 245, and I talked with the vetter Alios a little bit about how he was having problems finding a seed that could get anywhere close to the estimate. Like, he was finding seeds and he was testing them and play testing, and he was getting like hour 40, hour 50, hour 20. And he was just like, I can't roll a hard seed here. I can't roll a seed that's going to take 2.5 hours, let alone 245. He was talking to me about it, and I was like, well, have you tried this? And he's like, oh yeah, I can do that. So I have confidence that Alios found something based on 50 minutes in, don't have 2 more proofs, and you still haven't done the required world, which has all the boss characters in it. So I think we're fine.
We should be.
Oh yeah. At some point, the runners are going to run out of stuff that they can do, and they're going to have to do something that they may feel a little bit uncomfortable doing, but might be required by the seed. Surly is continuing Agrabah, which is something new that we haven't seen yet. Agrabah hints all the proofs, so finding more things here is good. Finds another hint that could be very helpful. And I think Rune is doing new content in Twilight Town, which we have not seen. So far, there hasn't been anything new found. It's just been junk checks there, but it's still new content, so good to see.
Yes. Ian mentioned that they used to watch Spaceballs about that much. But I think the 2 movies that I probably watched the most when I was younger was probably, that were Disney or close to that, were Robin Hood, and I remember watching Howard the Duck a lot.
Okay. I need to cut in really quick. Surly found Final Form, the best form in the game.
Yeah.
And that was in Treasure Room. So I expect that Surly is going to start flying through bosses now that he can actually go into a form and just deal a bunch of damage really quick. And he's just gonna sit there using Reflect because Reflect is that good. Making me a liar. So yeah, notice how he can just sit there and just reflect. And it's just going through the boss fight like it's nothing. The enemy is just bouncing over Sora over and over, and he's just like, okay, I'll wait. I'll wait. I'll just reflect again. All right, one boss down. And fight's over. So if you haven't used Reflect before in Kingdom Hearts 2, you probably should, because it's good. All right, and there's more stuff in Agrabah 2, but can't do it now, so you gotta wait. Rune is following in Surly's footsteps here, gonna go through, gonna get Final Form. Surly is now gonna go to Twilight Town, follow up on what Rune just did. Usually runners will leave Twilight Town until they have Final Form, because you can level Final Form by killing nobodies in this forced fight up here, which will give you level up rewards on the dry form. So we'll see what those are. A map, great. Definitely need those. Not really, chat. We're fine. And then an HP increase. Not the worst thing, but definitely not what they were wanting. Surly cannot level Final Form anymore, though, until he finds more forms. So it's now a useful combat tool and not much else. Yeah, Final Form is that end game tool that you normally don't get until the end of the game, and you've done all the combat. But if you have it early, you can kind of just blast through the story fights, and it makes things a little bit trivial in some sense. And it's also very stylish, if I do say so myself. Now, I've been talking about, like, the first form that they found has been Final Form, but you might have noticed that Rune has been going into a form that is like this blue, like, skater form, essentially. He's using the auto form abilities, which you would normally get from leveling the forms, but since those abilities are randomized into the item pool, you can get into those forms without having them. You still have to find the actual form to, like, increase the max level, but you can still use the form, get the checks on the forms when you level them up, without actually finding the form. And that might be a way to kind of break out of the logic of the seed and find stuff before you're supposed to. So we'll have to keep our eyes peeled for that.
Is it just me or this, like, the bosses that Aurun's going against just remind me of hot and cold snow globes?
That's a very apt description, because they are just essentially globes. They have cool, quote-unquote cool names, the Volcanic and Blizzard Lords, but yeah, they're just fire and ice snow globes. And they drop ice cubes and, like, little fire embers. And then they blow up at the end, as snow globes and fire globes do. So Rune got a little trolled there because of the finisher mechanic. Where you have to do a finishing hit in order to kill a boss. It's a little bit unfortunate when you can't like just do the final hit and he's at 1 HP. But it is what it is. Maybe 12th. This game came out around 2005, so like maybe there was some influence there.
Gosh, it's like games that like I remember coming out. It's like, oh, this game is now 10, 15 years old. Like, oh my god, I feel like...
Yeah. Now, Kingdom Hearts 2 has been re-released like 18 million times, but the original release was, I believe, 2005. It might be 2004. I could be misremembering the year.
I know
it's
the first one was like 2001, 2002, somewhere in there. I very distinctly remember that one. It was like right after 2000s.
Yeah.
We do have a donation though, if we have a minute.
All right, yeah. Let me see what Surly has on this fight in Twilight Town. It's a hint talking about Hollow Bastion. Okay, but you can't continue Hollow Bastion now. So yeah, let's go ahead and read that donation.
All right. So Remain donated $10 with a comment of favorite movie, Lilo and Stitch. Thank you.
Very solid choice.
Yes. Yes, that is one I do remember seeing. Apologies for my dog.
All right, so Surly has a lot of information, is prepping a lot of stuff. We're at an hour into the seed and still don't have 2 other proofs. Wow, that was a very big raid. Welcome, raiders.
Oh my gosh! GDQ! Hi, guys!
So yeah, welcome everybody. We're doing a Kingdom Hearts 2 randomizer race for Fastest FursFall Fest. And Wolf Shadow, you want to go over the charity that y'all are supporting?
Hi! Hi everybody! Hi GDQ! Thank you again for the huge raid! So this is Fastest FursFall Fest. We have these events twice a year. This is the fall version. This time we are donating and supporting Trans Lifeline. Trans Lifeline is supporting trans folks. We've been getting pretty good so far. We just broke 75K a little while ago. Not 75K, my goodness, 7,500. Goodness gracious, gosh. I apologize. I'm a little excited because y'all raided with such a big raid. Goodness. But yes, Trans Lifeline is our beneficiary for this marathon, and we're trying to hit 8,000 by the end of the Kingdom Hearts randomizer. So any donations, right now we've been trying to have folks tell us what their favorite Disney song is in donation format. Although I will warn people right now, Wolfie does not sing. Please do not ask me to sing the Disney.
I will also say I will not sing.
Just in case! I know that's a big thing with GDQs!
Yeah, donate with a favorite Disney movie, favorite Disney movie, favorite Disney song, favorite Kingdom Hearts world. Anything related to the Disney worlds would be welcome, I think.
Yes.
How big of a donation to get us to sing?
Not possible, Ian. I'm sorry. I'm not even setting that limbo bar. I'm not doing it.
You know what? I'll give a number.
Oh goodness, fine. You're the one.
We'd have to hit 100K. All right. If you do that, I will sing.
Good luck.
I'm setting the bar high.
Yes. That is how much you don't want to sing by setting it that high.
I'm willing to sell out a little bit.
Oh my goodness. Oh no, Toki, please. Please do not tempt the fates. I'm going to quote some Dragon Warrior here. Please do not tempt the fates.
All right. Getting back to the run, though, Surly did one of the hardest fights while we were talking about that, and unfortunately, we were not able to kind of talk through it. But Zigbar is one of those notorious fights that if you let it go like too, like, if you let it go a little bit out of control, it kind of will just spiral out and you can't really get control back. You kind of rely on luck at that point. Surly did very well, got through that very quickly. When Rune goes to do it, we'll try to spend more time and talk about it. But yeah, I'm very happy that Surly got through that with minimal issues. Yeah, if everybody donates $120.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Y'all are tempted the fates. Y'all are tempted the fates.
We're also seeing some new content from Rune in Olympus Coliseum. This is the first time that either runner has gone into Olympus.
Yes, get your verified bork mark. Yes.
Yes. Uh-huh.
I mean, go on. Just lay out all the $8 donations. Everybody buy your bork. And then tell us your favorite Disney songs.
Yeah, it's a 2-for-1 deal.
Possibly lay out the playlist.
Yeah. Alright, so Surly is fighting Luxord. Luxord does these card mini games and will sometimes try to troll you and launch cards at you to try to kill you. As long as you're kind of paying attention to what he's doing and the voice lines he's saying, you can kind of react to everything he does. Surly is just going to keep doing damage to him until that time gauge at the top gets to a point where Luxord's like, you know what? I'm done with this. I'm going to throw a bunch of cards at you. Yeah. So yeah, Luxord's like, you know what? I'm done. I'm going to try to do my ultimate attack at you. And unfortunately, Surly has glide, so you can just kind of glide up that wall and then dodge it. And Luxord can't do anything about it. And then there's this one last mini game. And then you can kind of just hit him with a magic, and Luxord is defeated. Hooray! And then Rune is doing something just as exciting. He is destroying urns in Olympus. Because Phil is trying to train Sora again. It's very exciting. I promise. Oh,
okay, you'll have to forgive me. I thought that Sora was getting trained by like, okay, this is just me being silly because I did not pay attention to the storyline in Kingdom Hearts at all. I thought it was like Cloud training him or something. That's the only reason why okay.
No.
That's the only reason why
Hercules is a hero, and Sora wants to be a hero too, but Phil won't let them be heroes. He has to train them. They have to be stronger. So they are junior heroes.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
See, the only reason why my family even picked up Kingdom Hearts was because my Final Fantasy VII obsessed sister was like, nope, Cloud and Aerosur, I'm getting it.
Yeah.
So.
I think that's how a lot of people got into Kingdom Hearts.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then the Squeenix characters kind of just all disappeared for the most part in later titles, and it's like, if there was still a mix and it wasn't just, Disney stuff left and right, and there was actually some still Squeenix content, I would be okay with it, but...
Yeah. Tell us your opinions in donation form, chat, about the Kingdom Hearts series. Rune has gotten another hint in Olympus Coliseum talking about Space Paranoids, the decoder for Space Paranoids now. So to kind of go over the hints again for everybody in chat, because there's a lot of new people. The hints that are being used here are path hints. They are essentially decoders for different worlds, and the items you find in worlds that are hinted will point you to the proofs that you need to finish the game. That is, long and short of it, that's kind of what it boils down to. You need to find items in the worlds that are hinted in order to actually like make use of that information, and right now that is kind of limited on both sides. There's a Reflect on level 34 for Surly, so now he has an upgraded version of Reflect. That is very useful. Surly has been going through the bosses in this in the world that never was very quickly. This is one of the only required worlds because it is the world that has the final door in it. So once you find the proofs, you have to go through the final door at the top of the tower here. So this is something that both runners are going to have to do in order to finish the seed. Surly is trying not to die to these snipers. And a sorcerer with these cubes just kind of came up out of nowhere and decided, you know what, you're going to have to do that room again. Now, Rune just picked up something very interesting. The ice cream. Now, you might be wondering, like, why would I care about ice cream? Well, ice cream unlocks Twilight Town 3, which is a very good level grinding spot. It is also a place where you have a hint for one of the proofs that you're missing. So I would expect that Rune is going to go to Twilight Town very quickly and probably going to do it right now. We'll see. He also found the Scimitar, which unlocks Agrabah 2. That is another possibility that he might go to. There's a lot more options for Rune right now than I think for Surly. But Surly is doing the required content right now so that he can focus on finding proofs and then is able to just finish the game later. Oh, okay, so Rune is deciding... Oh yeah, he's refreshing the story flag so that the ice cream will take effect. Don't ask questions, it makes sense.
And I will remind everyone, we are trying to hit at least 8,000 by the end of the Kingdom randomizer run, so we're at 7,674, so we've got a little bit under 300 or so, a little bit over 300 left to go. So please try to get those donations in. Like at this point, I will take just about anything.
Yeah. Please feel free to donate any amount of money. Any amount of money will help. There'll be no math in this marathon.
I mean, I can agree and appreciate that because math was never my strong suit. Okay,
so Rune has found a couple of very nice things. Another set of torn pages. We can go and visit Winnie the Pooh again. We have found the membership card, which unlocks Hollow Bastion 2, which is like 50 more checks in that world. And has found Once More, which has now made Rune essentially unkillable unless he doesn't heal after he gets hit. So he is much safer. He has more checks available to him. It'll be a good time. And he's going to go somewhere where he can actually level grind. On the other side, Surly has finished The World That Never Was. It is now done. There's no more items there. He has more hints now. And he's going to finally go to Beast Castle because he has a hint for it.
So who would you say is in the lead right now, or is it still too close to call?
It's weird because like they're both getting ahead in different ways. Like I think Surly has an information advantage and like has done the only required world so far, but Rune is going to have a large advantage on levels and like available stuff. So like he might not know exactly where to go, but he might know where to go. He might know where he's going and like be very confident that the proofs are there, but he doesn't. I don't think he knows with 100% certainty. I think Surly has more of an information advantage at this point.
and knowledge can very much so be power.
Oh yeah, especially in a randomizer like this where not all the content is required. If you can skip some stuff and still get what you need to finish the seed, then you are more likely to win the race. It kind of depends on what Rune finds in Twilight Town, to be honest.
Yeah.
And if there's something in Hollow Bastion or in 100 Acre Wood that is also helpful, that would push more in Rune's favor at this point.
That's still very much so a randomizer thing. Either one could find something really, really good and then just blows the other out of the water.
Right, and in that sense, Rune has much more opportunity for that to happen. So, I think if I were to put money on it, I think Rune is ahead right now. But I think Surly has a more of a direction to head in. Oh, and also, I don't want to say who's like doing better in the seed because they're both doing great. Let's just be honest.
Oh yeah.
So what Rune is doing now is he's getting under half health, and then he's just going to kill enemies in this late game world. And you'll notice that his levels are going very quickly. He is experience boosting. He's getting double the experience that he would get normally. And in Randomizer, the experience multipliers are already increased compared to the vanilla game. So he's just going to be flying through these levels. He's probably going to continue until levels are done. We'll see. But I would not be surprised if Rune just decides, you know what, I'm going to go until levels don't give me anything else. And yeah, I think it'll be good. Oh, okay. Proving me wrong immediately. Love to see it. Rune is going to go into Hollow Bastion. Another thing he unlocked by going to Twilight Town. Yeah, I mean, all of these plays are good. I don't know what else to say. Now, okay, I do have something to mention on this. Hollow Bastion only hints the proof of connection, which they already have. So what Rune is looking for here is kind of figuring out where proofs cannot be. So if there's something that points to Halloween Town where he found the proof of connection, that he knows that that is the part of the world that hints proof of connection. But if something doesn't point to Halloween Town, then he knows that a proof cannot be in that world anymore. So maybe that's what he's looking for. He's trying to look for that direction that I was saying that he didn't have before. Yeah. So he's trying to get some direction on what to do.
Yeah, because you were saying, like, Rune's got the item advantage right now. It looks like the Surly has the knowledge advantage, so it's still very much so anybody's game.
Oh, yeah. So Surly is going to have a very interesting piece of information shortly. He knows now that Beast Castle is done, that the only thing that points to proof of peace is a torn page. Now, there are 6 locations that are hinted by torn pages. One of them is 100 Acre Wood, which we're seeing Surly do right now. There's 5 other worlds. One of them is Hollow Bastion, Agrabah, Land of Dragons, Disney Castle, and there's one more I can't think of. It doesn't matter because it's a lot of choices. But he knows that it's not the other 11 worlds. So he might be able to leverage that and make an informed decision from that.
I know this is 100 Acre Wood, but I just would like to know, in what reality do tree trunks just fly in the sky?
It's a very windy day.
That's not just windy. That's what hurricane hit, because that's more than just wind, my friends.
Piglet is floating in the air from this wind. Okay, we had to save Piglet.
I mean, Piglet's barely half a pound, probably, but okay.
It's 1 of 6, not 1 of 17. Yes, that is correct, Prism.
Oh, right, Ian, you're in Florida. I'm so sorry.
Okay. Another proof has been found in Hollow Bastion. So Hollow Bastion is one of those torn page worlds, and that was hinted by Beast Castle. So getting into Twilight Town 3 is required for this seed. And that requires going to Olympus Coliseum. So until Surly does Olympus Coliseum, he is behind. Rune has clipped out of bounds and is going to skip a fight in this late game area called Cavern of Remembrance. It is the route that leads you to the super bosses. He just skipped a fight by going out of bounds and bypassing the fight trigger. And you can just get all the chests except for one without having to fight anything. It's one of the only skips that this game has. We might see the other skip later. But yeah, that was a very well executed core skip from Rune. I'm very happy that he got that first try.
Yeah. Like some tricks are still very, very tricky to do. So.
Oh yeah. That is the only like out of bounds in the game that we know of, where you can kind of clip through the floor. So it's kind of nice that it actually has a use in the randomizer. Okay, there's a magnet in core, so now Rune has Magnera, the second upgrade of magnet, which is much better than the single version. It is going to make a lot of the crowd fights where there's a lot of enemies on screen be very trivial. That'll make things a lot easier for Rune. Surly is doing the rest of Disney Castle, which is one of those torn page worlds that I talked about earlier. We know that the actual torn page world that has the proof is Hollow Bastion, but Surly doesn't have access to that, so he's just doing what he has access to. It's looking like the Cavern of Remembrance is out of stuff. It gave a magnet and the proof. One more piece of information that you can get from the hints that I kind of glossed over is based on the way the hints have been distributed and what the hints have been saying, the racers should know that all the proofs are in different worlds. So there will not be a second proof in Hollow Bastion. It will just be the one. So Rune doesn't necessarily have to do any more content in Hollow Bastion. He can just leave that and may never have to come back. And Rune is going to stare at his tracker, going to figure out what to do. He's going to mark off worlds that can't have proofs. You might see that on the tracker. He's putting little stop symbols on worlds that can't have proofs now. He's honing in on where this last proof could be. And hopefully it'll take him a while to find it, because we've got another hour, 20 minutes before estimate. Okay, he's going to Spooky Cave.
Not a donation, but Moonblaze just went and gifted 10 subs, so awesome. Thank you, Moonblaze.
Follow me if you wanted to. Later, losers.
We got some more subs in chat now.
You must follow me if you want. I can't take anymore.
Remember to use those emotes, guys.
So Rune is in the spooky cave of 100 Acre Wood. There are 6 chests in here and 2 pop-ups at the end. You're tasked with escorting the crew to find Pooh at somewhere in this cave, while icicles fall from the ceiling. And it's a very annoying escort mission because you have to either deal with swarms of bees, or you have to like jump really high to avoid the spawns, but then your friends are left behind because they can't see you 4 feet in front of their face. So yeah, it's fun.
Remember, folks, we are trying to see if we can get to 8,000 by the end of this run, so if you want your donation read, remember to get them in.
That's right, yep.
I may not be up to singing, but I am most certainly up to reading.
Oh yeah. Also, Chad, if we don't hit 8K, I will be disappointed. I don't think you want me to be disappointed.
And so will I.
So yeah, Rune has found Limit Form and Identity Disc in Spooky Cave. Identity Disc unlocks Space Paranoids 2. Limit Form is a very useful drive form along with Final Form. Limit Form is one of those special forms that doesn't need a party member, so you can use it anywhere. So yeah, we'll see what Rune decides to do with that information. He's instead going to finish up Port Royal since he left that earlier. Surly is going to do Data Roxas, chat. He is going to fight a super boss.
Didn't we have a someone mentioned that they were going to donate money for every super boss?
I believe they did.
I challenged the chat to do the same.
Yep. So this is a level 99 boss. Surly is level 35. His stats are not even close to where they need to be to do less than the minimum or more than the minimum damage. So this is going to take a while, I think. It depends. I'm assuming he's going to quick run the same way the story fight was done, but he might surprise me and do something a little bit more fancy. Given that he doesn't have Limit Form, he's probably not going to do that. He's probably going to use Trinity Limit for safety here because these light orbs will hit him. I'm curious what he's doing.
I noticed he was pause buffering.
Yeah, you wanted to pause buffer the mini game to steal the Keyblades, but now he's just gonna take a death. I do not believe that Surly has double negative combo because the other negative combo was in Hollow Bastion, which is locked by Twilight Town 3. So Surly does not have double negative combo. So he does not have that cheese available. Oh, is there a hype train coming?
Yes,
chat?
We are close. We are close.
Okay, we're gonna have dueling Roxases. Rune is gonna have Story Roxas, and Surly's gonna have the Super Boss version. Look at the HP bars on both of these, chat. The one on the left is the Story version. The one on the right is the Super Boss. There's a lot more HP. Yo, there's a hype train.
Let's go.
Give me strength. Take this.
So yeah, Rune is using double negative combo, which is another way to cheese Roxas. You just kind of jump in the air and hit him. With 2 native combo abilities equipped, you would do finishers over and over, and you can just get to the end of the fight very quickly. Something I did not realize until just now, Rune has not had a reflect this entire time. He has been playing the seed without a reflect. That is impressive.
Especially when you consider that this is critical mode.
Oh yeah. So I'm going to retroactively give more props to Rune for not having a reflect this entire time. So yeah, Surly is going to be quick running Data Roxas for a little while, probably like 4 minutes or so. So we're probably not going to be worrying too much about Surly's screen, as long as he is going to continue doing damage to Roxas over and over with those quick runs. Rune is getting close to fighting Xigbar, which I said we would focus in on when he does it. So assuming he does that boss fight next, we'll talk about that. Yes, chat. If you want to join the hype train, you can use your Prime sub.
I used mine earlier, but I'm gonna take care of a very certain somebody real quick.
Oh, I noticed that Surly has decided to move in the face of the camera to show off his pupper, who is laying down behind him.
Oh.
He is being camera shy, unfortunately. Oh, and Surly ended up dying because of it, but that's okay.
Oh no! Oh goodness. Well, that definitely hasn't happened on many marathons that I've seen. So, does that count for it? This never happened before.
I think it does. Yes. Surly
Yes,
taking a death to pet. Yeah.
Yes, worth it.
Yep. All right. So Rune is fighting Xigbar. Xigbar does this upside down walk where he can shoot bullets at you. He's just always upside down throughout the entire fight. You have to do air combos to him. It's very annoying. He'll change the arena every once in a while. He's going to use Final Form to great effect here. And he's going to go into an ability called Berserk Charge, where if you use all your magic, your MP bar turns pink or purple, depending on your screen settings. And you can just have an infinite combo where you can just spam the attack button. You will never end the combo. It just goes on forever as long as your MP bar is pink. And he's going to try to deal the rest of the damage. Eventually his MP bar is going to come back, and he'll be able to do a finisher to end the fight. Okay, he went into limit form for safety, and there it is. Very good Xigbar fight.
And that will be what we call a nice.
Yes. All right, Surly has set up the quick run again. So unfortunately, the time that was already spent there, he's gonna spend it again. We'll see what Data Roxas even has, if it's worth it at the end of it.
Fingers that it is.
Yeah.
Is it possible for him to have the last proof? Or not?
I don't believe so, based on the hints.
Okay. Y'all know this better than I do. I just know random stuff's gonna happen.
I'd have to actually think about it a little bit more, because it is. I think it might still be possible. Where was we have not? So we found limit form. It was in 100 Acre Wood. It hints non-existence, and we have too many non-existence hints. No, it's not possible for this to be a proof. It might lock a proof, but it's not going to be the proof.
And we do have a donation.
Yeah, let's read that.
All right. Our beloved Moonblaze Wolf donated $10 with shout out to Surly for the impromptu pet the dog incentive. Thank you for that, Moonblaze. Surly petting the dog with just some RNG in the nip. Yes.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah, that's definitely what was happening. It definitely wasn't like outside the game circumstances or anything. It was RNG manipulation.
I think this should be a donation incentive for anybody who's got dogs or cats at home for future marathons. It's like, have a donation for like pet or like pet camp. Like I have a pet camp for my streams.
Oh yeah.
So like people donate the 5K channel points, I turn on the webcam that's trained on my day bed and usually my dog. So people get to see it. That should be something we do.
Yeah, please don't wake your pet up if they're sleeping.
Rush is always sleeping. He is just over a year old now, so he doesn't really have much option other. If he's allowed to go and do what he wants, he will destroy things. Because he's still in that teenage. So
okay, yeah.
I have to keep him pretty much under lock and key and with me, so I can keep an eye on him and make sure he's not getting into something he's not pulling.
Yeah.
I was neither here nor there.
All right, chat. There's about a minute and a half left of that hype train if we want to extend it. You can either use your Prime sub, you can gift subs, you can sub yourself, or if you don't want to sub, you can just directly donate. You can even like add a message, talk about favorite Disney stuff.
Oh, I wasn't trying to donate to him, but hey, it worked.
How much time is left? Probably about another couple minutes. Maybe a minute and a half.
I misjudged you.
Oh, right. There are incentives to meet still.
Yes, there are.
So yeah, donate toward those incentives. Make the marathon more fun.
Yes, more marathon equals more money for Trans Lifeline. More money for Trans Lifeline means more people help. Do it.
They're almost done already?
I don't think they're done yet. Are they?
I don't know.
We're only an hour and a half in.
No, we're still missing one proof. Rune is doing the required boss fights to get to the final door. Does not have the last proof yet. Surly is doing a boss fight. And is hoping that it is going to be required to finish the seed. Oh, yeah, I was talking about the hype train clock. Yes, that's correct.
Ah, yes.
Because we gotta extend that hype train. But it might have ended.
Yeah, just.
Right, good job. Yeah, good job, chat. All right, what did Data Roxas have? What was locked behind the super boss? Hopefully, it's helpful. It is Valor form. It is a drive form. That will actually help Surly level his forms more. And that might actually lock a proof. We'll see. It is still very possible, I think, that drive forms have the proof of non-existence, which is the one proof we don't know about. Yeah, so what Surly needs to happen now is that a Valor form somehow locks a proof. Because if Rune can skip that and not get Valor form, then he will have lost all that time to Rune. He's going into Halloween Town now to continue doing stuff that might get him some more information. He should know that there are no more proofs here. So this is only for information and maybe visit locking items. And he's also probably just subconsciously trying to appease Tokimasa and chat by going to Halloween Town.
Yes.
It's definitely what's happening.
While we wait for us to get back to the spooky of all spooky towns, just a reminder, because we do have a huge DDQ raid that came in just a little while ago. Just to remind everybody, again, this marathon is benefiting Trans Lifeline. So throughout the weekend, we are welcoming donations of all sizes in support of it. You don't even need to make a big donation to make a big impact, because just $25 connects one person in need to the Trans Lifeline peer support. So even a $5 donation, when combined with the other 4 people donating the same $5, can have a meaningful impact on someone's life. So please consider donating now, typing ! Donate in chat, and let your friends know that they can help as well. Every dollar helps. I almost said hurts. It does not hurt. Every dollar helps. Remember, this is a great cause, especially given everything going on right now. Our trans friends and family, they need all the help they can get.
Agreed.
All right, Toki, I'm checking for you. I apologize, Toki, it did not. So, an anonymous $5, although I know that's Toki. I was just about to donate for another Halloween town. XD. I don't know how. Oh goodness, there's 2 Tokis here. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, there are 2 Tokis.
Oh goodness. No, Toki Masa, not Tokiji. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I tried to make it clear when I was referencing Tokimasa.
Oh no.
Is that a snore I heard?
I hope not.
Oh. Alright, so Rune is using Auto Master, the auto ability for Master Form, and is leveling that up. So I mentioned that a little bit earlier, that you have like indirect access to the form levels with the auto abilities. Rune only has 2 forms, Final Form and Limit Form, so it can only get to level 4 of each of his forms. So he is going to level these forms indirectly, out of logic, essentially, to try to break the seed a little bit. And has gotten to Master Level 4 and has not found anything yet. So I think Rune might have a good idea that Dry Forms have his proof, but he can't get to the check. So that Valor Form on Data Roxas might be necessary.
And the more super bosses we have, the more possible donations we get.
Oh yeah.
Give me strength.
I'm now just imagining a Gengar bunny something. This makes me want to possibly draw such type. I love weird combos like that. Like one of my friends, like she's like, "Can you draw me a Chocobo Wolf cross? A Chocobo Wolf Girl cross?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I can." That was fun. I will try to make time. It might just be a really messy sketch.
Yeah. So, getting an update on the race that's happening.
Yes.
Surly is continuing in Space Paranoids. Is not finding anything of note yet. He's going to do the last boss fight that he can because he doesn't have the visit unlock. Rune is leveling in Twilight Town, has gotten Reflega, and levels are still not done, so he's going to continue leveling until that gives him what he's looking for or is done. Of note, levels are hinted for the proof he needs, so this will give him the perfect information he needs to find his last proof. We'll see what happens.
So, Arn's still very much so in the lead.
Yes. Surly would have to go to Olympus Coliseum to unlock Twilight Town, which would then unlock Hollow Bastion, which would then have his second proof. So there's a lot of stuff that Surly needs to do to catch up at this point.
Well, We're still only an hour 40 in.
Mm-hmm.
Anything can happen. I have seen comebacks happen on Marathon.
Oh yeah. We'll have to see what happens. Okay, Surly is going to Olympus Coliseum. He is on the path to making the seed a little bit closer.
We were just talking about it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like we willed it into existence.
Oh yeah.
Light.
So Rune is level 44. Level checks only go up to level 50. There's a check on 46, 48, and 50. So soon we'll know everything that's on levels.
I don't know, I kind of like Pungar. Out of all the names suggested for a lot funny and Gengar Cross, I think I like Pungar the most.
Is it just because the word pun is in it?
No, it just... I don't know. Like, I used to have a rabbit until very recently, and she was a very messy girl.
Oh, okay.
It just... So it kind of makes me think pungent. Like, yeah, that sounds about right.
I had a roommate in college who had a rabbit. It destroyed a lot of things.
Yeah. Like, ours was just one of my dogs at the time had, unfortunately, well, I had a few dogs at the time, and they found a bunny nest and they pulled the babies out, and yeah. Like, well, I'm stuck raising these guys now. So.
Yeah, Cerberus is a little bit angy, I would say. You walked in, he was probably sleeping. You woke him up, he's very angry.
Which is a very valid reaction to being woken
Yes.
up when you're sleeping.
Yeah. Alright, Rune is level 49. 6,900 experience until level 50. He's almost there. 1,000 experience. Gonna be done right here. Wisdom form on level 50. Okay. So it is more than likely gonna be a form proof. And Surly has Valor form. Rune does not. Now, it might not be necessary, but I think Rune is recognizing that he might need that thing on Data Roxas. He doesn't know it's Valor form yet, but he suspects. And he's setting up to kill Data Roxas. All right, so we're gonna get another super boss spot. Where
Oh boy, here we go. Now let's see if anybody else can go and match Tokimasa for super boss donations.
Oh yeah.
Because I feel bad that Toki is the only person donating.
Yeah, it can be $1 per super boss. You could just be like, you know what? I saw a super boss. I'm gonna just donate like $5. You don't have to do it for every super boss, but both these racers are doing their very best in a very hard video game, and you can show your support by donating to a great cause.
Prism, I don't know the answer to that question, but
So let me make the screen a little bit bigger so I can read that a little closer.
ask that being level 50 will make this any easier for him than it was for Surly.
Yeah, I'm looking at the stat spread. Actually, no. So Rune's stats are still not above what is needed to. Is that another raid?
I think so.
It is another raid. Welcome everybody.
Welcome, Raiders.
We are doing a Kingdom Hearts 2 randomizer race. you are seeing a super boss on the left getting absolutely destroyed. Hopefully, we'll see if Rune can set up the combo. But while he's doing that cheese, maybe we can talk about what cause we're supporting.
Yes, so this is Fastest FursFall Fest 2022, and our marathon is benefiting supporting Trans Lifeline. We are currently at $7,689 now. We're trying to at least hit 8K by the end of this randomizer run. So any donations, quite useful and helpful, and helps out our trans brothers and sisters and in between pals even more. So anything helps. But we also have Eddie Superboss. Cooking also went and started the whole Eddie Superboss. It's a $5 donation towards Trans Lifeline. So I'd love to see matching and try to get to that 8K. We set a fairly low limbo bar. I'd like to hit it.
Yes. All right, so to kind of catch up everybody on what is happening, so Rune is pretty much ahead in the race right now. Has 2 of the 3 unlock items to finish the seed. Seriously Surly on the right is finally on the path to actually getting those getting the things he needs to get his second proof. He is a little bit ahead on information, I think. But Rune has been catching up recently to catch that stuff up. Rune has 4 of 5 forms. He can get all of his forms to level 6. He is I don't know what he's going to do next, but I'm assuming he's going to try to level one of those forms somewhere. All right, he's going to go to Space Paradise. He's going to level here. Whereas Surly is going to go into Twilight Town 3. He's going to find the membership card, which is needed to get the proof in Hollow Bastion. He's going to find a torn page, which is needed to get limit form in 100 Acre Wood. Lots of words. Surly is catching up.
We might just have a comeback.
It's very possible at this point.
I have a donation if we have a minute.
Yes, bring it on.
All right. King Arrow donated $5 with Solidarity Toki. Thank you for that donation. Toki is no longer the only one donating $5 for Superbosses.
Hooray! I was going to do all my donations at the end in one big chunk. So, yeah, if you want to do that too, I encourage that.
Yes. We're just shy of 7,700. Roll $6 away.
Alright, so Rune is making use of this force fight here with the screens with infinitely spawning enemies, which will let him level his dry forms to his heart's content until they're maxed out and can't level them anymore. But he's leveling Valor form really quickly, which is leveled by hitting enemies. And then he's going to go into Wisdom form, which levels by killing this certain class of enemies called Heartless. So he's just going to throw a magnet up and they're all going to die, and then he's going to get all those levels. And has not found anything yet. He's gotten Valor to level 6 and Wisdom to level 6 and still has not gotten what we believe is a proof on drives.
Oh, please.
This last proof is being a little trolly.
Let's go. Let's go. This is it. Back off. This is it.
That's probably for the best, though.
Oh yeah.
It's over.
Honestly, if that proof was found now, I would struggle to be like, okay, well, there's still another 40, at least like 40, 50 minutes left in the estimate. I would be like, hey, Rune, can you go fight some more super bosses? Just for fun, you know?
fun and for charity.
Exactly. It's like, don't finish the seed yet.
We know this is a race, but let's make it.
No, yes, your money, Toki. As long as you're willing. Surly had to step away, apparently. Hopefully everything's okay.
Yeah. Just my cat.
We're just hearing all the pets.
I have 7 cats and a dog, and they, yeah. If they know mom is up, they want to be in here.
Oh, okay. Oh, I think he was letting the dog out.
Ah.
The dog is number 1 priority.
Yes.
And number 2 priority is making donations to Trans Lifeline.
Yes. And speaking of, I just checked, we have another donation.
All right, awesome.
So Sharky donated $25 with no comment. So thank you very much for that donation, Sharky. We are now at $7,719. We are getting very, very close to that 8K. Let's make it happen.
Yeah, I believe. I believe in chat. There's also incentives to meet for the rest of the marathon. Feel free to donate to those as well. Oh yeah, if we reach 100K in donations, yes, I will sing. You're running out of time though, chat.
Yes.
All right, so Rune has leveled Valor, Wisdom, and Limit to level 6. Is probably gonna auto master level here. He needs to get into critical health with the beeping health noise to be able to trigger that. We'll see what master holds.
All right. Quick question for chat. Which one is more annoying, the Kingdom Hearts low health beep or the Zelda low health beep? Which one is more annoying? And this is part of why I play Mega Man X games, because nothing happens other than just X blinks in pants. And I'm okay with that. He doesn't annoy me with noise. Just yes.
Oh, the
Okay,
last proof is
Pokemon.
on Master. Well, remember what we were talking about a couple minutes ago? We might have jinxed it. So, Rune has, out of logic, gotten Master Form to level 5 and has found his last proof.
Oh, he spoke things to existence.
Yep. Now, good news is, Surly is catching up. Is a little bit behind, but we'll be able to have some time for Surly to finish. I don't expect that Rune is going to have problems doing the actual final fights. It would be shocking.
So many of the forms. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that Surly has access to Auto Master, which is what he needs at this point. He's going to get the proof in Hall of Ashen very shortly. He has Valor Form, Final Form. He doesn't have a third form yet. He needs a third form in order to get to Master 5. It is possible that Surly is very close to finishing if he just goes to 100 Acre Wood, which he can do now, and get Limit Form. I kind of don't want him to, because then we can continue watching the race. But yeah, Rune is in the final door. He's doing final fights. It's just a series of anime moments over and over for about 5 to 6 minutes.
And I'm sure he's going to refuse to animate. Sorry, I had to.
What is nothingness, by the way? We haven't gotten to the voice line yet, Toki. We don't talk about it yet.
I do have a donation.
All right, awesome.
So Socks the Wolf went and gave us a hefty $50 with a comment of, "I'm not trans, but I have friends that are. Anything to make it easier, I have to give some support. Donation goes to Reader's Choice." Oh goodness. I'm Reader. Let me find out what I want to set towards. Let's see. We got a game bit. Oh, that's old. That's old. Let me get out of here. God, I'm gonna have to think about that. Thank you. I'll make sure it gets to where it needs to go.
Yep. So yeah, Rune has all 3 proofs and is doing the final fights, which are a series of mob fights, and you're inside the engine of a giant dragon, I guess. It makes sense, totally. You are breaking one of the valves of the engine. Surly did the last fight of Twilight Town, and there is a data fight at the end of Twilight Town that has something. So that looks like it might be another super boss that Surly is going to go and fight. So anybody in chat that's donating based on super bosses, you might be on the hook for some more money. All right, Rune has done the first Armored Xemnas, Xemnas being the final boss of the video game. He sits on his throne, he swipes at you with a giant sword, then he quote-unquote dies, and then comes back again. You have to fight him again for some reason. All right, so Xemnas is going to say a voice line. That nothingness is e-turtle. He says eternal, but it sounds like turtle. So if you have a turtle emote, now's the time.
So just so everybody knows, I put it towards watching the legendary cutscene for Glenn's Devil May Cry run tomorrow. Because more marathon means more helping Trans Lifeline.
Agreed. All right, yeah. So Data Axel. So we saw Axel pretty early in Simulated Twilight Town. He is a little bit stronger now. Going from the tutorial world to being a super boss kind of does that.
Oh, we have another super boss.
Yep, so Surly's going to be fighting Data Axel. Rune is going to be on the final fight of the game, Final Xemnas, where Xemnas has decided to change clothes, wearing this very nice zebra pattern. And he does not like to reflect, so Rune is going to be using reflect a lot.
But does he cheese him like Data rocks? Because that was some serious cheese. Like, that was so cheesy it made me hungry. Like, I'm gonna have to go to Arby's and get some cheese sticks. And now I'm making my husband hungry. He just looked at me like, you mentioned Arby's.
All right, there is a mild potential flashing lights warning if
Yes.
if Rune has a a weird fight where he hits an HP gate at a weird time, he's gonna get the dome effect, the laser dome, and that might be a little bit sensitive. So if that's something you worry about, I will let you know if that happens. It's happening. All right, I jinxed it. I'm sorry.
You spoke it into existence.
I did. It is possible to skip this in randomizer, but Rune was not able to skip it. So laser dome is happening. On the other side, Surly is doing Data Axle. And Data Axle is scary because the Fire Floor will always drain your health until you're at 1 HP. So you are one hit away from death at all times, and it's very scary.
See, I was going to make a comment the first time somebody faced Axel. Like, how are their shoes not melting to the ground? Y'all are wearing sneakers. I understand that sneakers have rubber soles. That should be melting. Yes, Disney magic, yeah.
Alright, yeah, there's an anime cutscene happening on the left.
Yes.
Oh, Surly is taking a death. Ran out of MP.
We have a raid. Welcome, raiders.
Welcome.
Oh, goodness. And we have another donation. Socks the Wolf again with another $50, but no comment. Thank you, Socks.
And time for Rune. GG's.
GG, Rune. Alright, Raiders, I'm going to let y'all know what we're doing. So this is Fastest FursFall Fest, and we are benefiting our chosen charity of choice, which is Trans Lifeline. We're currently just a little bit shy of $8,000. We're trying to hit 8K before the end of this race. Rune just won his side of it. We're still waiting for Surly to finish off, but any donations help out. Trans Lifeline is a great cause. Any help we can give to our trans brothers, sisters, and non-binary pals is best. Nothing. Any help we can do, especially in current times, is better than nothing. So anything y'all can do. But thank you for stopping by and thank you for popping in. We appreciate you.
Right.
How can you say that? Even if
so yeah, we could let Surly finish. He might bang his head on Data Axle for little gain.
You gotta try and think positive.
We could ask Rune to maybe just continue looking through the seed until we run out of time.
Got it.
Yep.
There's options, is what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
You know, I always figured I was better at stuff.
I know that Rune has undeafened in the call, so maybe if Rune wanted to go and do other content, that would be something that could fill the time. That is entirely up to tech staff, organizers, everything. All right. All right. Awesome.
All right.
So yeah, Surly will continue playing.
All right.
We'll see
Y'all
if...
have time to try to make us hit that 8K. Let's go.
Yep. Surly is giving you a chance. I believe. I will say that if Surly can beat Data Axle, I think I might add a bigger chunk to my donation. Because Data Axle is very difficult. But I believe in Surly.
We got one. We got a donation.
All right, let's hear it.
No comment, but Who donated $45. Thank you for that, Who. We are inching ever so closer to that 8K. Oops, Socks, I apologize. That was my bad.
Wait. So Rune loaded up his game again. Is Rune gonna go and do Lingering Will? Is he gonna fight Lingering Will? What is he doing? He's teasing us. Oh, I see him nodding. Okay. So yeah, well,
let's go.
So that's another super boss for everybody.
That means let's go. Everybody has to match Tokimasa. I'm challenging chat.
Yep.
Let's go. We've had 3 big raids so far while I'm hosting. We've had GDQ raid us. We had the Punch fan raid us. Just got another raid. Let's go. My poor mouse clicker is going to give out. I'm hitting the refresh button so many times.
Toki's gonna double the $20 if Surly beats Data Axel.
Oh boy.
I'll make it all stop.
Alright, I believe in Surly. He can do it. So Surly is trying to set up a loop on Data Axel here where he does a bunch of damage. He does a Blizzard or a Thunder at the end. He doesn't have a Thunder, so he's using a Blizzard. That knocks Axel into the firewall, which will cause him to attack Sora with a reaction command. And then he tries to get that triangle command to just loop that fight over and over. Unfortunately, he was not in the middle of the arena for that triangle command to show up, so he ended up taking a death there. But that is the easiest way to get through this fight, is just try to set up that loop where you send Axel into the wall over and over. Unfortunately, he doesn't know this, but if he went to 100 Acre Wood, he would have actual limit form to help him. It would give him the ability Explosion, which is very helpful at sending Axel into the wall. So it's kind of unfortunate that he needs to do 100 Acre Wood at some point, I think, anyway, but he didn't do it before doing this.
I'm just crossing my fingers here for Surly to go ahead and beat Axel.
Right. As long as he keeps getting those triangle commands, he's good. Now, there is a small thing about this fight that some people might not know. You can't actually kill Data Axel until you get rid of the fire floor, which is done by doing the entire triangle command. Surly's only doing like one part of it to loop Axel this way, but he needs to actually get rid of the floor in order to kill him, which he's probably going to do after this. Okay, there was a... Okay, here we go. Axel's at 1 HP. This should be it. Let's go, Surly.
What?
All right, what did that give him? What did that give Surly? It gave him skill and crossbones, which lets him access Port Royal 2. Port Royal 2 Port Royal 2 has Master Form, actually. It has to be, because it hints the proof that's on drives.
We do have another donation that came in.
All right, let's hear that before Rune starts beating up Lingering Will.
All right, so Tenorak donated $25. Sad I couldn't be here for the full run, but good luck to you both. Thank you for that, Tenorak.
So, Rune is going to try to cheese Lingering Will using the...
Oh no, more cheese.
The double negative combo.
More Arby's for me later.
Yep,
My husband's looking at me and making motions like, I'm going to strangle you, Wolfie. Stop it.
So unfortunately, it is a little difficult to set the cheese up. You have to make sure that Lingering Will is vulnerable to an attack. And he doesn't start that way. He always kind of just like, he has no chill. He's going to attack you at the beginning no matter what you do. So you have to like dodge or be invulnerable during this beginning phase. It's very tenuous, but if you can get a hit off with double negative combo and keep hitting him over and over and over, he'll be stun locked and he won't do anything until he's dead. So let's give Rune all of our energy.
All right, crossing fingers. I will say this guy looks cool.
Oh yeah, this was
I'm digging the armor.
Oh yeah, this was one of those like it was the last super boss. It was a secret boss in the game, and it teased the next game that was coming out. There was a lot of lore implications. It was very interesting. There's a lot of mechanical things about the fight that are very interesting as well. It's not as interesting when you just double negative combo, but
I'm gonna challenge chat again. If we hit the 8K before whatever we call it quits for the runs, Rune's already won, I will let y'all hear a cat on the hotline.
Oh,
I have a cat. And she loves to be talkative anyway, don't you? And this is a Squeenix game, and she's named after a Squeenix character, so that actually works. Let's go. We have 136. We have 136. Let's go. I'm challenging y'all.
All right. Surly got Master Form.
Nice.
So, assuming Surly goes and levels that right now, he will be in go mode, ready to finish the scene.
Oh boy. Here we go. Where? Come on, guys. Oh, this one I can definitely control. She loves mommy. It's not hard for her to meow when mommy is giving her favorite scritchies. Like right now, she likes to be held like a teddy bear. Like she is sitting on my leg like a teddy bear. Like if I were holding a small child, that is how this cat is right now. And she's just like kneading the air. That is how this cat is. I bottle raised her, so.
Alright, so Surly's gonna level. Oh, Rune unfortunately was not able to keep up the combo and got hit. So, even though it's cheese, it can be a little bit trolly.
You know what? I have faith that we're gonna hit 8K.
I have faith too.
I have faith.
Oh, Toki found out why their name is.
There we go! I see it! I see it, Toki! You got it! Alright, let me read this donation off.
Yep.
$50 from Toki, our beloved Toki Masa, who's given so much this entire run. So, I put in now, $50. You two can decide where it should go. Hope you all have a great day. It's 3 a.m. I'm going to bed, XD. Well, yes. If it is that late where you are, please, go get some sleep. Hey, you, look at me so I can take a picture of you. Thank you.
Alright, Surly is leveling Master Form. Is going to have the last proof very shortly.
Ah, there we go, and then we go mode.
Messed up the mini game. He has to leave the room and come back.
There's literally a button to tells you choose your name. See, I typed mine in. It must not have took it for me because I was like, oh yeah, here's where I name. It's like if I had said, hey, it's Wolfie here on my comment, they wouldn't have figured it out.
So Surly has obtained his last proof, so
Yes,
is now
we are in go mode.
setting up for the last fight in the game.
All right, folks, we are just a little bit.
There's about 7 minutes.
Can we hit the 8K?
That's it. Give me strength.
So while Surly is finishing up, and while Rune is attempting to cheese Lingering Will, I will go ahead and say on behalf of Rune and Surly, thanks for having them on to showcase a very good, very fun randomizer. It was a very, very fun race to commentate. Greatly appreciate all the support staff and everybody that made it possible for this to happen. Well, I didn't do anything.
The kitty is ready to say thank you, folks. Let's do it. Let's hit the 8K. God, I think she's purring harder now. I got a donation.
Who donated?
Unfortunately, I don't have a name. It came through as anonymous, so I don't know if this is another problem like what Toki was having or not.
Oh.
If that was you in chat, please let us know. But $21 from anonymous. Meow, that's a great idea. Getting to hear a cat sounds like a perfect incentive to get to 8,000. Thank you for that. She is ready. She's ready. She's right here. In fact, I just tweeted at the Fastest First Twitter with a picture of her. So y'all can go look and see who's getting ready to prepare to perform.
Hearts are power. Nothingness is eternal.
Sorry, I was putting in a donation, so I didn't want the typing to go on the mic.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Was that your donation that just popped up that I see?
If my name does not pop up, then it probably was.
Okay, because we have a donation for $250. Some number of bosses x some dollar amount equals $250 for a good cause.
Yeah, that was mine. Apparently, I also cannot put
We
my
are
name in.
at 8K!
Hooray!
We did it! We did it! All right, Lightning. You know what time it is.
All right. Also,
Let's see if I can get her to cooperate with me. Don't be mean. Yes, good girl. Good girl. There we go. Good girl. Good kitta. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I was hoping she could do some of her your trippy moves, but I guess not.
So Rune beat Lingering Will, by the way.
Yes. I did not see that. I was wrangling a cat.
Rune is going to do another super boss. Going to do Marluxia here while Surly's on the final fight. Once again, a flashing light warning in case Surly does not get the dome skip, and we see the laser dome again.
Crossing fingers that we do not end up having the bad flashy lighty, skippable flashy light.
Yeah.
Yes, much thanks to both Rune and Surly.
Is that all you got? I'll take 'em.
Yeah, this was a very, very cool race to watch and to commentate.
And a host for.
Yeah, I can't speak for you on that.
I wasn't even supposed to be hosting. But
Yeah,
I guess
can we get some appreciation for Wolf Shadow in chat for subbing in?
Aw. I mean, it was meant to be, I think, because I really woke up, was getting around, and then I noticed JD had DM'd me in Discord. It's like, hey, the host had to step out. Are you free? I'm like, actually, yes, I am.
All right, we're getting laser dome on the right.
Oh no. We spoke it into existence anyway.
Yeah.
Anger and hate are supreme.
Do we have? I know they're getting laser, but we have another donation.
So Surly decided to die and is going to retry the fight. So yeah, go ahead for the donation.
Our lovely Tokimasa gave another $9. Nice. There is, by the way, a button called Name Visibility. No, my goodness, I can talk. I promise. Name Visibility XD.
Oh, okay. In my defense, I was trying to get the donation in so I can continue to commentate.
I mean, to be fair, I messed that up too. I must have missed that. Like, I know I typed it in.
All right, Rune has beaten another super boss. So, yeah, lots of super bosses. Oh, Rune just gave a face. I was just like, this Keyblade with this good ability was on a super boss, so that's fun.
Oh no.
That would have given him final form early, but turns out final form was the first one we found anyway. All right, Surly has done. He is done with the race. Good job.
Let's have a round for our runners, folks.
Yes. Give a lot of support to the runners. They did a fantastic job.
We did it.
Definitely underestimate, but I think it was a fun time regardless.
Yeah, we got to see some additional bosses.
Yeah, so...
We got to hear a cat getting upset at me.
Exactly.
Even though she promised me that she was going to behave.
We got to see a dog on camera too. It was great.
Yes, we got to pet the dog.
So yeah, thanks everybody for having KH2 Rando at the marathon. Continue to donate to Trans Lifeline, and thanks for having us again.
Yes. I
have no additional shout outs, so unless I I don't know if Rune or Surly can be heard or not, but I just, if anybody is supporting Rune or Seriously Surly, please continue to do so. And if you're new and you enjoy what they're doing, go ahead and give them a follow on Twitch. They're great people. I'm very happy that they invited me to commentate their race. And yeah, thank you, everybody.
It was an awesome race. I don't know nothing about Kingdom Hearts, but man, the randomizers are just like, I have no idea what's going on, but this is entertainment. I will take it.